You're invited. I got it. The Bible. All right. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited. Shalom, shalom. Come on, come on. It's going to be a quick one.
The bottom with my hand on your ear.
Shalom.
Now I'm strong enough to put my hand on your ear. And nobody knows me better than my nostrils. So when I say something, boy, best believe I prosper. Hurry, I go ball, came and caught him off a girl while you was drunk off of alcohol, partying like a star. That money tree scared cause he saw me with a saw. Standing tall, time to cut you down. Sorry, I'm in charge. You messing with the line rat. This ain't no scaredy cat. Trying to catch me unexpected, baby. I'm expecting that. Bet you that you don't wanna come down to my level. I'ma humble you. Wonder you I'm walking around with a shovel. You don't regard the floor, probably why they wanna jack you. They tired of bird feet, scraps probably wanna crack around the earth for a work. You would think that this food fine. Now you're traveling the space to go and still a moonshine, but I'ma bring you down.
Shalom, shalom. But I'ma bring you down. Ain't gonna stop you on the ground. But I'ma bring you down.
Rich folks got me walking like a madman. Never really wanna see your brother stand up. I'm posted up like a lampstand. I bring them down like a champ, man. By they pride, I see in they eyes that I'm the last man. I bring them down like the two twin towers. Run up on me and introduce you to my two twin powers. Walking through the valley of the shadow of death. Worse enemies, my enemies, so I be mad at myself. Y'all made me this way. Today is this day. That nobody gon' stop me, y'all disable this fate. The queen of Babylon don't wanna play with this. A King Kong ready for war, you ain't gon' make an escape.
Come on in.
Banana clip lasers haters for just wait. I get revenge at the end, so you making a mistake. Strap tails, prepared and heavy, ready for that day. Checkmate anybody that wanna step in my way, cuz
you've been shining for a while, living above the clouds.
But I'ma bring you down, ain't gonna stop till you on the ground.
With a lot of pride, trying to live in the sky.
But I'ma bring you down. Hold up. I got Elder Rawchaa up in here. Elder Rawchaa is in the house tonight on GOCC Media. That's right. We will be launching Elder Rawchaa on GOCC Media starting tonight. Hold up. All right. I'm Elder Rawchaa, the Gatherer of Christ Church, here live, only to introduce to you a brother most people in the earth know, a brother who have operated with us since the beginning, was baptized. What year, Rawchaa, was that?
That was August 9th. Today is the day that I was baptized 13 years ago.
Today was the day you were baptized 13 years ago. Look at that. Boy, oh boy. Man, it's deep how time flies. A matter of fact, before I turn things over to you on GOCC Media, Elder Rawchaa, let me put the link in so that everyone will know where to go as soon as I'm done. They can go there and you can let us know what's in store for this evening. But before we go there, let me make sure. There it is right there. All right. What we'll do in the chat, brothers and sisters, in your chat, right? Let me get it here. There it is. In your chat is the link for GOCC Media. It launches this evening. It launches this evening with Elder Rawchaa, and it's not going to be a long broadcast, but Rawchaa is going to go into truth preparation and what to look for. Okay? What's in store for us and how to prepare for it. That's right. He's going to go through the whole detail. He's going to break down what his particular blog will be all about. And next week, it will be open for phone calls, but this time it's just going to be chats and him introducing himself as an elder of the Gathering of Christ Church with a blog for preparation. Folks, as the end draw near, it's important that there's a unified signal going out to prepare our people for what's happening. Okay? And that's why we're going to have it all through the week. Okay? Hey, starting tomorrow and convenient diseased people, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. And convenient, Rawchaa, diseased people. It doesn't matter what the diseases are out there. It conveniently fall on the same people coincidentally over and over and over again. And I'm going to be talking about that at 8 p.m. our broadcast tomorrow night. But Rawchaa.
Yes, sir.
Before we go into what you'll be talking about, right? Just give people an update on the journey real quick. And then tell us what you'll be doing on GOCC Media tonight.
Hello, guys. I'm Elder Rawchaa from GOCC Houston. I was baptized 13 years ago in 2009. On GOCC Media, I will be going into various different things that I'm just pretty much giving an introduction tonight about myself and about the things I'm going to be going into, which is homesteading, preparation, survival, and eventually, off and on, I will be having some interviews with musicians, and it's going to be a little different than you've ever seen because I am a artist myself, so I want to get very deep into the musicians, their lyrics, what inspired them, what's the meaning behind their lyrics, because sometimes people write lyrics and then people they sing it along the song and they don't really even understand what inspired this person to write these lyrics. So it's going to be so many different things, and eventually in the near future when I'm done building my studio, oh man, what I'm going to bring to GOCC Media is going to be crazy. So but for now, we're going to go into the importance of the time of preparation, some of the things that we can do to inspire one another and be able to feed our family, most high willing, when the grid is down. Okay, some things about even health and things like that sometimes. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. Hey, hope y'all ready. I hope you're ready. Now, a lot of you probably didn't know this. Rawchaa was with this church from almost its inception. Was baptized, traveled all around the world, the Middle East, Europe. Did you go to England? Did you go to Europe? Did you go to England while you were over there?
No, I wasn't able to go to England.
Okay.
That was just a flight that I exited, so I never actually went there
itself.
But I traveled a few islands, like Crete and different places like that. So that was fun. Places that Paul went.
Places that Paul went. A matter of fact, we were right up the street, not too far from where where he was actually he was whipped on one of those islands. I know you know about that. Standing for the gospel. It was almost what you would call it was airy. Being in the same place as the apostles who led the way for what's going on in the earth right now. It was airy, being in the same areas where he was ostracized and whipped for the gospel. I mean, if anyone don't believe the Bible is true, all they have to do is go to the archaeological places that the Bible stated that the apostles went. And it's deep that some of those churches in those areas are still, really they're not standing, but the basements and all that are what? They are historical, archaeological proof right now till this day, standing. If anyone believes the New Testament and the Old Testament isn't true, you can tell these people just haven't traveled. But I digress. Now, before I go over and transition you over, Rawchaa, you've been through so many things, the Arab Spring, right?
Yes, sir.
In preparation over there in the Middle East, making sure that people could eat and everything, even though the whole place was in turmoil, the gospel being taught, us spreading the word. But there's another dynamic. In the midst of us traveling through the Spirit of the Most High, setting up churches. One thing about the internet, right? The internet leaves space of skepticism, hatred, variances, to try to put a stumbling block in front of the work in of itself. And I know you've witnessed this since this ministry. A matter of fact, while we were overseas, on the internet, Rawchaa, we had people make videos to claim that the real Rawchaa was kidnapped. Hold up. First of all, my son Azel was kidnapped. That was one video that was out. But when they seen his face, they pulled that one down. But then these are some of the things we sit back and listen and be like, oh my goodness. Some people just need traction. They just need attention or need Christ. They need baptism. And we're here for them if they're looking to turn from their evil ways. But there was something out there that said that really I was kidnapped while I was overseas. The CIA ended up coming through and replacing the real Rawchaa with a drone. Now,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hold it. I'm sorry.
Oh, listen, this is hey, Rawchaa. These are not Gentiles here. We're not talking about the government sending infiltrators and other races of people. We're talking about our people who's supposed to have the truth and claim that they believe in God and are about honesty. And I just want to warn y'all. About what's going on. He's been stolen. I mean, but there's no depth that the devil and his agents won't go to not stop this work, because what they can't. It doesn't matter what they've said. We've continued baptizing, bringing forth the word, and above all, preparing for a time such as this when all things go down, and warning people of what not to do according to the Bible, or those actions might eventually lead to what? Life or death. So it's not going to stop us from doing what we're doing, because Christ called us to do this, right? But there's no depths that people will not stoop to. And I'm saying this before I segue you. You know how while we were traveling, there was people out there going into all different types of countries and all that, right? Traveling, people we never even met, who would go overseas and tell people that they're going to find a gathering of Christ church. People we've never met before, don't know from, this microphone here.
Yeah.
Would go out without advice, without a church. And of course, if you do that without direction, it leads to bad things happening, right?
Yeah.
Instead of following what the church protocols are, people do what they want to do, whatever the case is. Let me tell you the depths that people, and I know you've seen stuff like this before. Someone made, I don't know if you know, made a blog where they said, not Rawchaa, the Gathering of Christ Church marries off 12-year-old girl overseas. Now,
Mm.
now, mind you, people know what our stances are. We don't deal with polygamy. We don't deal with underage, none of those things. And they know this. So they titled that provocatively to get attention. That's number one. But only an evildoer or a wicked person would make a title with the Gathering of Christ Church on it like that, knowing that we don't stand for anything like that, right?
Right.
But here it is. I'm going to show you the depths they'll go. They interviewed the girl, right, who's 20 years of age, I heard now, and say that her father took over to another country, that her father never met the Gathering of Christ Church. She said it in the interview, but they wanted to use it and title that. To try to connect the church with something so it can be a stumbling block to those who might see it or find the church or celebrate the truth that's here and look at the title and say, I told y'all something was going on. But folks, these are evil, wicked deceivers who are looking to put a stumbling block in front of people who are newly found in the truth. And we've been dealing with this, folks, since the beginning of this ministry. A matter of fact, according to these same people, I'm not Rawchaa. I'm a clone before you now. And the real Rawchaa is bagged, sleeping next to Jimmy Hoffa right now. Okay? So the whole deal is, brothers and sisters, y'all have to be very careful out there. There's no depths they won't go through to try to throw some darkness or stumbling block. And it's about, and not only that, it's about what? Clickbait. These are satanic losers who wouldn't have any attention at all if they didn't have GOCC or the Gathering of Christ Church in their tags. Why? They're really envious and hate the fact that we teach the truth. And usually they don't like the doctrine because they're dealing with some hijacked demonic doctrine that they know no one would follow. So instead of them putting their face on it and staying with the doctrine, what they'll do is try to justify their stance by doing what? Demonization and throwing out lies against the church. And listen, like I said, it rolls right off me because it's not even about anything with us. It's about stumbling you. And I know you've seen many things, REI, during that time. Lies, deceptions. They claim my son was kidnapped. And, you know, and at the same time, they say my son was kidnapped. I mean, he was only 2 feet away from me drinking tea. I'm like, who comes up with this stuff? But that's the internet. So before I go there, and I'm going to transition back to you, Elder Rawchaa, in a second.
Yes, sir.
This is what Christ said. Let me show you what Christ said, brothers and sisters. I'm at 25:11. It says, 25:11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you, and shall persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Folks, that comes with the territory. They lied on Christ, and they'll lie on those who are upholding his doctrine and is doing his truth in the earth today. And and by the way, Rawchaa, to show you how deceptive some of these people are, I just want to stay here real quick before I segue it back.
Take your time.
Rawchaa, if someone took a 12-year-old girl over into another country and the father married her at 12 to someone else, shouldn't someone have called the authorities? Shouldn't she be calling the cops on her father?
Right, exactly. It had nothing to do with us.
Like, what's going on here? What do I got to do with anyone who get on a plane that I never met before and go into another country and do whatever they do in the Middle East? But it always comes down to what? You got it. Demonizing the Gathering of Christ Church. You know why, Rawchaa? Because something is here that they know they can't contend against. They cannot be upfront and honest with their vitriol or their hatred against this. They want to stop it, and the only way they can do so is lie. But it's okay. It's okay. Because I've seen the lies come and go, and the people who brought them forth, are still where they were when they fabricated the lie. Nowhere. Looking for something else to throw a stumbling block in front of others because these others wouldn't listen to them. Why? That's what they do. They're envious, jealous, haters who know that without any of that, because they know that people are looking at us and would never listen to anything they're saying with their hijacked, with their whatever doctrine they're dealing with. What they'll do is try to throw negative so that others can say, so they can justify their stance against the church. See, I told you, there's all types of mystical stuff going on that they're not telling people. Folks, we don't even know these people. Okay? The people that are putting up things against the church, we don't even know them. Haven't even met them. Okay? That's number one. Okay?
But if they really know the gospel, they would do the same thing you do. If it's if it's of Christ, it's going to prosper. If not, it's going to fall. They should focus on doing other positive works instead of, trying to be negative. No different than some people, no disrespect, standing in front of people's church. It's kind of like, they stand in front of people's church trying to preach. That's disrespectful to take away someone's, you're taking away the congregation's honor for their leader, their shepherd. And it's like going fishing and just throwing a big rock into the water, all the fish scatter. What was the purpose? Now you can't catch any fish. So these people, they don't really have a real purpose. So they have to lean on all the work that, you men have done.
Yeah.
So.
Lonely souls. Lonely, bitter, evil souls. But it's okay. But I just wanted to put it out there because I usually ignore some of that stuff, but let me tell you, they're going to the seventh depths of hell now to try to pull out some level of negative, to create some negative against the work. They'll even use victims, real victims. They'll use someone who's hurting and use their hurt and interview them and know that we have nothing to do with it and put the Gathering of Christ Church with it. It's wrong. But guess what? No one gets away.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to Christ know it's evil. The Most High know it's evil. But above all, people, y'all have to watch out when you have people where all their pages is just about demonizing or trying to say something against someone else. Is that your work? You should question people like this, but it's not about those who know what we're about, who've been around us, who've benefited from this. It's to put a stumbling block because they want to stop new people from coming in. So the title alone will cause some level of skepticism and it will be a stumbling block. And that's an evil, wicked person who would try to stop someone from actually getting rooted, throwing something negative to stop a person from even, and with this world with nothing to offer, they'd rather stumble somebody to go back in the world because they're envious and jealous of that person not respecting them. So, hey, I wanted to put that on. So real quick, before I say this, before I go into it real quick, I'm going to segue over. Let me put GOCC Media out there real quick. GOCC Media. Oh yeah, no, a lot of you don't know this. Some girl at 20 that we never met before was on some blog interview and say that her father took him somewhere at the age of 12. And at the age of 12, she was engaged to be married. And they put the Gathering of Christ Church there. Don't know, never met the father. He don't know us. And never met her. But the evildoer put the Gathering of Christ Church in the title and try to tie it together to show some negative connotation with people we never met, strangers. And I wanted to put that out there. And really, that sister, if she has an issue, what she need to do is call the authorities on her father if her father would do that at the age of 12 and give her to somebody like that. That guy has issues. He need to be dealt with. If what she's saying is true, okay, that have nothing to do with us. Somebody need to get with her father and then show you how wicked and evil these people are. They'll title the Gathering of Christ Church and absolve the man who would do that to his own daughter. To show you how evil they are. If you really want some level of justice done, Elder, right? If you want some
Right.
justice done for the girl, you need to figure out what's going on with her father, who would do such a thing to her. Okay, so I wanted to put that out there real quick, all right? Because I know, and usually when I put it out there, now people are going to be able to deal with it accordingly and say, okay, here's another cat, another person who needs attention and cannot get it unless he puts something out about the Gathering of Christ Church. So again, we're going over to GOCC Media right now. Elder Rawchaa, what will you be going into tonight?
Once again, I'm just going to be going into a brief introduction about, like I said, homesteading, end time preparation. You understand things that kind of will prepare us for the transition into going into the wilderness, and just things that will kind of keep us encouraged and motivated along the way as we're doing this work. And it just seems to be that music is always one of them. You know.
Hey man,
Yeah.
I'm excited about this. And now, what I want to say here, Rawchaa, also, as you go, sometimes every other week I'll probably pop in for a couple of minutes. Don't forget, overseas right now, we have some special guests that's going to be coming on the other days.
Yes, sir.
We have a rabbi who know that there's African ties or Israelite ties with blacks who came from Africa. That's going to be an interview that we'll probably do right here on GOCC Media. A rabbi. Hey, we're going to also bring on an LGBTQ pastor. He's going to let us know how his Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how his Jesus, his personal Jesus, respects his ministry regardless of his sexual persuasion. We're gonna be objective and let him bring it out. You know, whatever. So we got LBGT pastor coming, we got a rabbi coming, and more guests throughout the week for GOCC Media that you can only find on GOCC Media. Right here, we're gonna keep this channel for what it is. It's the Bible channel. Okay, it's an eye-opening channel. It connects the dots for people. But GOCC Media is really going to eventually replace what we were doing overseas with Peace FM. So get ready. Get ready. And tomorrow, 8 p.m. is our broadcast. And convenient diseased people. How it doesn't matter what the strand is or the variant, somehow our people are disproportionately affected. So maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know. These diseases just find black people. And we're going to talk about that and more. I mean, boy, I'm starting to believe these diseases, Rawchaa, are racist.
Yeah, because I seen something saying they didn't have enough, shots or whatever for people in Africa.
Yeah.
So it's like it starts with gay men, but then all of a sudden, since they don't have enough shots, we'll end up being
listen, we don't got enough shots. It's disproportionately affecting black people, so white people don't have to worry about this. Okay, go about your business, live your life, don't worry about it. This disease is genetically predisposed to finding black people. Chinese people, don't even worry about it because you're not disproportionately affected. And that and more we're going to talk about, not going into the disease itself, but we're going to go all the way back to the history of this country. I mean, don't forget there was smallpox put in blankets for the North American Indians. And all of a sudden, some pandemic needed, some breakout needed assistance from Europe for cure. So it could be a coincidence. I mean, we have to do something about these racist diseases. That and tomorrow. We're going to talk about tomorrow. Regardless of the narrative of what people need to do to fix it, I just need to know why it keeps falling on us. Why these diseases come out of nowhere in the media, put up these diseases, and they say, I want black people. Okay? I mean, we need to talk about this. I mean, by the way, I'm so happy to be from the tribe of Judah. I'm a black man, and I'm concerned that diseases will pop out of nowhere and target me. I'm not hurting nobody. So we're going to talk about this tomorrow, 8 p.m. tomorrow. All right. I mean, I need to figure out what's going on here. right? We need to find out. I mean, Lord have mercy. I'm home minding my business, reading my history books, getting ready for the academy, and here it is, this brand new disease say I'm an issue that I need to watch out for it. Well, if everything is going to keep pointing to me, I have to begin to, find ways to navigate and understand that maybe these, diseases have a problem with I have to now become what? I have to get in front of these things now. I have to become cognizant to these diseases are so smart. They don't want to disproportionately affect white people. They don't want to disproportionately affect Asian people. Somehow it falls on the children of Israel every time. Blacks and Hispanics. I mean, Lord have mercy. Give us a break. I mean, how it, and if it's affecting us, right, like this, stop giving money to all these groups and break off our people so that we can protect ourselves from these racist diseases. Give reparations to the descendants, the foundational Black Americans in America, and all those who are targeted. The people, the Hispanics who went through the Spanish Holocaust or the American Holocaust by the hands of Edomites, hook them up. Give them a package. Don't give it to, I mean, if you want to, you can go ahead and give it to Ukraine. You can do whatever you want to do with that. But understand, Ukrainians really don't have diseases that's disproportionately affecting them like us. So give our people in the ghetto a financial package specifically for them.
Or they can do what the Most High was trying to tell Moses to tell Pharaoh. We want to go serve our Father in the wilderness. Since we're affecting everybody where we are, give us money to have our own spot. Y'all don't visit us. We don't need y'all to visit either. So it won't come on y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we'll show y'all the location. It's the wilderness. The same area near the tongue of the sea between, not too far from Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh. It's an area there with 12 pillars where our forefathers received the law. Right there bordering Saudi Arabia. Hook us up with a package, a serious package, okay? So that we can escape these racist diseases, all right? Okay? Our people don't care about reproduction packages, reproduction education. We don't care about finances towards immigration. We don't care about loan debt. We don't care about none of that because our people are being disproportionately affected by diseases. And these names of diseases come out of nowhere and say, I want you Black and Hispanics. And I'm sure the governments of the world can come up with a package when the people are being Holocaust or targeted like us with diseases that can destroy our people. So there you go. Okay. Hook the people up so that we can make a defense. We can build our own hospitals. We can have our own doctors. And we can actually get back to the earth like you were talking about, and building our bodies outside of mainstream science, use the herbs of the earth, protect ourselves naturally so that when these diseases come, just like the one came 2 years ago, it'll look at Rawchaa or REI and say, you know what, deuces. I don't want nothing to do with you. You seem nice and healthy. Your immune system is straight. Let me go find some other people to pick on. Okay, we want the diseases to look at the righteous, our people, God's people, Blacks and Hispanics, and say deuces. And what we're telling you is how it's done. So, Aria, are you ready?
Oh, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, brothers and sisters, before we go, a new installment of the Hebrew and Bible Academy is underway. Okay, the secret mysteries of the priesthood of the Essenes. That's right, one lesson. And we're going into finding the synagogue of Satan. Who's really in control? We're going to go into some of their protocols, some of their information outright to show you that these Satanists aren't hiding themselves. Who they are, what they control, who is the synagogue of Satan will be a lesson. And we're going into, that's right, I thought about it, Aria. It's been a long time since we've actually broke down the truth about Islam. Oh, yeah, we're going into the history of the Kaaba stone. That's right. And the spirits that were prayed into it. The truth about Islam. That's right. Islamic mysticism. Brand new lesson. We got 5 separate lessons. We got a new heaven and a new earth. Brand new lesson. And the fall of Judea. How did we as a people get into Africa? The fall of Judea. The war between Esau. The war of Esau against Jacob. The fall of Judea. That and more for the next Hebrew Bible Academy. Go to historytimes.org. Lessons never taught. August 28th. You don't want to miss it. So, Rawchaa.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Thank you for helping us with GOCC Media. And get ready for all the guests we'll be having. And I'll be watching, young man.
Yes, sir.
So here's the link. Go to GOCC Media. Right now, subscribe, hit the bell, and support Elder Rawchaa, who have worked since the beginning with this church. Support him because he's going to give you the details on how to prepare for what's to come. Truth Preparation. Live on GOCC Media tonight. Rawchaa, thank you. You know we love you. And help our people.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
There he is. All right, and next week we're going to be bringing on eventually. I'll probably do it tomorrow. I'm going to be bringing on Elder. I'll be bringing on Elder Rawchaa to talk about it, the new brand he has that's going to really motivate our people when it comes to fitness. Not only that, not just fitness. We're going to be doing in this church short cinematography, short movies, and all that for GOCC Media. Rawchaa have discussed it with me, and I'm going to bring him on to talk about the brand. He's getting more into this media behind the camera type of deal. And guess what? The brother is talented. So, hey, these elders have many gifts. And it's time to share that with the world. So soon we'll bring on Elder Rawchaa and more for GOCC Media. With that, I'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. with and convenient diseased people. 8 p.m. tomorrow night, right here. Be here. Shalom. And keep in mind, the Most High is calling back Israel and steer clear from those that are coming from the 7th part of hell, the 7th hell. There's no depths that these demons won't stoop to. They'll even use a story of a 12-year-old girl as a victim to try to tie that to the church. Man, you're sad. Shalom. Keep in mind, the Most High is calling back Israel. Shalom. GOCC Media. Shalom.
The East is where we're from. The 12 tribes of Israel. In 721 BC, the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With the great escape we went through the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we be. Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, and Valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Israel.
Zebulon from Panama, Gad, the North American Indians. Simeon, the Dominicans.
Our highest gathering Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us
At gunpoint.
to gather our wives and children, then sold us. In the belly of these great ships we traveled and fed. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here.
Shalom, shalom. Good night.
Asher in Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans,
Our highest gathering Israel.
Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians.
Our highest gathering Israel.
Asher in Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans,
That's who we be.
Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians, Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, the Valley from the Isles of Hawaii,
The Lord is calling back Israel.
Zebulon from Panama, Gad, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans.
Our highest gathering